Yes, you are tuned in live to the Captain Cannabis Show. Thanks for joining us. 4:20 every Sunday, Captain Cannabis brings you what's happening in the news, special guests, and the latest information regarding the hemp and cannabis revolution that is sweeping America and the world. I'm your host, Captain Cannabis, and today, let's just pop it off like we do around here. 4:20 time, need a little liquid refreshment. I got me some Coco Loco coconut water. Let's break it off. Oh, yeah. I love coconut water, but I got to tell you, people, the first time you drink this stuff, expect surprises. Because if you get a drink and it says it has pulp in it, it's not pulp. It's like chunks. But it's great. Happy 420, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Rocket Man and my homeboy, who I met here when I first started at Talk Wild Studios, is going to do the What's Happening in the News segment, and he's got some information, latest news and happenings in the hemp and cannabis industry, and some really cool classic albums. As you know, I'm a DJ. I love vinyl, and we're going to be having that on. We also have a very special guest in the house today. I'm going to tell you about in just a second. I need to wet my whistle before I say his name because it is a tongue twister, mister. Oh, yeah. So glad to be here. We have another special guest. This artist is the artist known as Plague, and he is a multidisciplinary artist. I met him through his music productions. He's a music producer, DJ, live performance artist, and he specializes in a subgenre of electronic dance music known as glitch, in which there's a lot of heavy drum syncopation and manipulations, and it's very mental music, to say the least. He is in appearance in his cosplay costume, in appearance as Typhus, the Herald of Nargol, and this character is from Warhammer. I hope I pronounced it properly, but we're going to get into it. Rocket Man is doing the What's Happening in the News segment, so he's going to run with that. I just have one thing that I wanted to talk about with the people regarding that topic. Again, another innocent family is victimized by the DEA, FBI, and in particular, in this case, CPS or Child Protective Services. Renee Petro is a woman who has been advocating the use of legal medical cannabis to treat her 9-year-old daughter. She had no drugs or cannabis in her home, and yet CPS agents bullied their way into her home and interrogated her daughter and terrified her entire family. Now, if you are a cannabis user and have children, you need to be even more responsible, safe, and lead by example, because between DARE programs and reality TV and football, children are being lied to and brainwashed to believe that alcohol is the only way to go when it comes to recreational releases from the daily stresses of life. This woman was simply using her constitutional rights, her amendments that give her the right to free speech, and she's simply stating that she would like to have the opportunity to try this medicine, which is legal other places of the globe except her specific locale, and she simply is talking about having the right to use it clinically, medicinally, legally, and they come and harass her. And when this happens, I say no. I ask you to join me in a resounding no and say that we won't stand for it anymore. All right, that's my bit. Rocket Man, you take it from there for what's happening in the news.
All right. Thank you very much, Captain Cannabis. This is the Rocket Man. Normally, I usually have a show on Monday nights, but I thought I'd come and join the captain here.
Glad to have you, man.
And show a few little curios, especially this vinyl album I'm going to show right now. This was produced in 1970. It's called A Child's Garden of Grass, a pre-legalization comedy. And it's taken about 30, 40 years, but it's finally going to become legal in some capacity, like John Morgan is pushing it for medical marijuana.
Yes.
That's a good thing. You know, there's a lot of uses as as a medical marijuana because that people don't realize in some cases it can actually cure you of some of your ailments.
Yes.
So
we have to be careful with the word cure, but there are people who straight up say it. There are people who have had major illnesses and conditions, and if I was someone who had a major illness or condition and cannabis got rid of it, I would say cure. But for legal issues, you have to be careful in that regard. It's a shame, but I feel you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I am the living proof of how herbs can actually heal you completely.
Wow.
Because I used to have leukemia. And I went to the health food store and prescribed myself certain herbs. After I did the research in all of the books that they had on hand and whatever I could recover at the library, within 3 years of starting to take that formula of herbs, I didn't have to take them anymore. The symptoms were all gone, and
you
I
are
was
what
all
you
healthy.
eat. That's great. I'm so glad to have you on in that regard, Rocket Man. That's the message here is, eat right, drink right, live right. It doesn't matter what you're putting into your body. It's your business. It's your responsibility. We should be able to use the sacred herb freely like any other herb. That's such a great story. Thanks for sharing it. That's awesome.
Also, try and exercise as much as possible. There are a lot of people that go through life thinking that they don't have to exercise, but that's quite the opposite. Now, if you were out in space and you didn't exercise every day, you'd be dead in 6 months.
Yeah, you would shrivel up. You would atrophy. The lack of gravity, you don't have the pressure on the cellular structure, and it just dissipates quickly. Yes?
Yeah, definitely. And not to mention what it does to some of the vitamins and stuff in your system. Now, I wanted to get to a little news here today about the marijuana industry pleads with Congress. The House Budget Committee isn't the most august room in Congress, but it commands respect, as the old paintings of the past chairman show. But there's a site on Tuesday on a briefing of the National Cannabis Industry Association,
Yes.
and which you can think about. You can go there and talk about your pot trade and everything, and see where it's going. Now, as far as the pot trade goes, that's another thing. The market for the pot trade at NASDAQ and all that, it's like going through the roof. There, it's like going like wildfire. If you really want to get in on the ground floor of something out there, that's the medical marijuana industry, and they are booming big time. So
Rocket Man, that's a great point. Would you mind if I share some of the names of the stocks that the people could research?
I was just trying to think of it, but I couldn't think of it right at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of them. There's lots of new ones coming, and with any modern smartphone platform, just built into it is going to be stocks. Stocks were at the start of the internet with press releases, and let's just mention a few of them so interested parties at home could check them out. One of them is AFAI. Another one is ERBB. And again, these are NASDAQ, all capital, abbreviated initials for stock companies to research and to invest in. And vote with your dollars, speak with your cash, invest in the future that you want for America. Continuing, MJNA, CBIS, GRNH, PHOT, MDBX, HEMP. Those are a few of the stocks that have been around for a while, and you can track on your phones and your computers and invest in. And most of these we're talking about here, I believe, are all penny stocks. And it's a great opportunity to invest in and live the American dream. So yeah, thanks for that's great. Thanks for sharing that. People need to be aware of the opportunity and the booming industry that hemp presents. The organization you had stated, NCIA, National Cannabis Industry Association. Association is you can pay to be a member of that organization, and then they will advocate on behalf of everyone to appeal to Congress and to push for political action so that people who already have businesses using and profiting from cannabis can, increase their market share, space, and opportunities to conduct business. It's great.
Just 2 weeks ago in in Washington State, a man was granted a license to grow marijuana.
Yeah.
That's a great thing too. The farming industry for marijuana is really a big thing to get into, but unfortunately, you probably have to move to some of the states that are legal for you to grow it.
Yeah. Outside of scholarly institutions, colleges, Obama recently passed a bill. If I'm not mistaken, there's so much hemp news going on. It's so incredible. There's so much information out there. But I'm pretty sure that a bill was passed allowing for the testing of hemp in collegiate facilities, on school campuses, in advanced agricultural programs within universities. But I believe that opportunity, which existed in the past, is coming back, was recently legalized. And that's another organization to check out, is similar to NCIA, is NHIA. That's the National Hemp Industries Association. So that would be a good resource for information. Hey, we got a situation here. I'm looking limp and floppy jalopy, and I just can't have that. So excuse me.
All right, yeah. Now, I wanted to tell some of the people about some of the things that are happening legally, and that is in some cases if you get caught with pot or something on you, in some places like in Washington State, it's not. Wait a minute, it's California, I just read about, and if you have an ounce or less in California, it's only $100 fine instead of a bunch of jail time and everything. This is I don't believe that it's right that people get pulled over and taken to jail over just having a little plant. Come on.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's the definition of insanity, in my opinion.
If I followed my relative's footsteps, I'd be in politics now. I mean, my cousin was Robert Byrd, the senator of West Virginia. He was in office for 50 years. I could have taken tips from him if I wanted to. I don't really believe in going into the politics thing. I'm more of a musician, so I may end up writing a song for us to put on your radio, on your show here.
I'm ready. I welcome it. Let's do it.
You play an instrument, don't you?
I write the lyrics. I like to sing, rap, chant, add sound effects, a little bit of simple percussion, a little bit of keyboard work. I like to work with turntables. That is my instrument. I like to, cut, mix, scratch, and create.
You'll be able to cut a little bit out of this.
Yeah, I wanted to go back to this. This was so cool. Like, I have a huge vinyl collection. I love records.
And you don't have this one.
I do not. I would love the opportunity. I would treat it like a child to record it. But just looking at it, it's great. I checked it out online. We got an image, but I didn't have too much time to look at it. But there's just something different. There's a different connection between the vinyl record and the self versus digital.
Well, you have your analog, which is a lot warmer tones with analog, such as one of my favorite artists, Tom Schultz of Boston, would tell you. He'd rather have that over a CD any day.
Organic. I like to balance the both. My philosophy is techno-organic, but this is a beautiful album cover. I wish I was there at the making of this. I'd like to recreate it. I can't wait to hear this. If you don't grab a recording, let me know. I will take this and I will grab a recording. I will rip it and I will share it with the people.
I'll tell you what,
to some capacity.
Just for having me on the show, you can take it home with you, and
I'll see you next.
I'll
leave it here Sunday for you, Monday for your show,
or just give it to me at the award ceremony.
Rocket Man, how long have you been doing your radio show?
I've been doing my radio show, the Rocket Man Show, for at least 2.5 years now.
That's awesome.
I love it. I wouldn't miss a day of it if I could help it.
Do you know you look a lot more scholarly in person than you sound on the radio show? When you mention your political family history, I pictured you as like a Edward Thoreau there for a moment.
Okay. I'm not really sure who that is, but yeah.
Just some author. I just pictured you. You look really scholarly, kind of like an author.
Funny you should mention that. I'm going to be writing a book in the very near future.
Yeah.
It's a very good subject that hasn't been touched on. Probably make a screenplay about it. And there is, I have been on a movie at least once.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 007 movie called The Tunnel. I was the mob boss's bodyguard because I have 10 years in martial arts and stuff.
Cool.
Because I look bigger than most guys in their 20s. So.
Because of herbs and working out, living healthy, right, brother?
Yes, I'm living
Awesome.
very healthy, and they say that musicians are starving. I don't think I look like I'm starving.
What else do you got for what's happening in the news?
All right, I was getting back to the podcast, the way the legal system treats you. If you do happen to be caught with something that they don't particularly like, which doesn't include Washington State or Colorado.
Yeah.
Hey. There's probably a lot of people moving there right now just because of that.
Yeah, I mean, like people like in Florida that were complaining about the snow, they're like leaving, you know. I did hear something bad, though. Someone got pulled over just for having a Colorado license out of Colorado State. That's terrible, but they won their court case, so that's good news. So hopefully cops won't get crazy and start pulling you over just because you have a Colorado license plate. It's ridiculous.
I think I'll keep the Florida tag.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's been a steep drop in price in charges filed against new adults over 21 in Washington State after the legalization of marijuana. It shows that the new law is freeing up the courts and the law enforcement resources to deal with other issues. That's a wonderful thing. That's all they should be. They shouldn't be messing with that. I've talked to a few cops that I asked them about how it is when they have to arrest somebody for having some marijuana on them, and they said they wished it was legal because it was such a pain in the ass to do that, and it's taking away these cops away from other issues that could be going on. You know, like somebody could be shooting somebody, and they'd be in the wrong place arresting somebody for having something like a plant on them. What?
Yeah.
What the F?
Yeah, what the hemp is what we say around
here.
Or what the funk. Wake the funk up, America. Rocket Man gets it. You need to get it too. Colorado gets it. Washington State gets it. They're improving the laws in California where this all started. Canada gets it. Uruguay gets it. Italy gets it. Amsterdam gets it. Why don't you get it, Florida? Oh, wait, you do. In a recent survey, 75% of you get it. The rhetoric is done. The lies are done. The conspirators are done. It's all gone. You're washed away. We're going to blow you away in a puff of smoke. You're gone. It ain't no joke.
Yeah, we got it going on. We wish it was all legal in Florida, but we'll see it in November when the ballot comes through. You know,
yes, on two. How about you?
Oh yeah. Now I think what's going to happen is going to be like a domino effect with the other states. Other states will follow, and pretty soon there'll be half the country will be legal for everything. You know, for that something.
It will be the way it was when America was founded.
Yeah, that's true.
Wouldn't that be crazy if we went back with these crazy laws and just folded back big government a little bit, folded back the insanity a little bit, kind of folded it back to the level when we founded this nation that everyone celebrates as being free? How about we fold back the military budget? How about we create some hemp-based industry jobs? How about we clean some rivers? How about we save some trees? How about we make some green eco-industry? How about that, America? How about that?
Yes, the Rocket Man wore green today because it was time to be going green today. Yeah.
Yes. Every day around here, brother.
All right. Now I wanted to get to another subject that if we have time.
Yeah, we got one more. Then you need to show them the guns and let them know when to check out your show.
Okay. I was talking about another subject that. Oh, wait a minute. Where's that at? There's a lot of farming going on for pot, growing pot these days. You know, you'll find it mostly in Colorado and California and Washington State. But I think there are other states that it's legal for you to grow it. You just can't smoke it.
Yeah. Well, Mississippi has had one of the longest standing patches of government-owned medical cannabis. And did you know that 3 of the 4 people who receive from our government the equivalent of hundreds of joints at a time in the mail every month that we pay for are right here in Florida? 3 of the 4 people that our government uses our tax dollars to send weed to are from Florida. Did you know that?
That's a very interesting
That's great.
idea.
We're gonna dedicate a whole nother show to that.
Oh, there was I just caught my thought. Most people do not know that off the marijuana plant you can make about every construction material imaginable. You can make drywall, you can make ceilings, you can make flooring,
aqueducts,
and you can.
Buildings.
This is all at pennies for the dollar compared to
roads,
conventional
buildings,
and it'll last just as long. Or you got rope, which is the longest thing that everybody's used pot for is making rope.
Yes, absolutely.
How many years would you say that is?
It's real simple. Since recorded human history, we've been using hemp. So forever is the technical answer, forever.
Since before the Romans took over.
The Romans used hemp expansively. They used it everywhere they went, and they were the masters of hemp, and that's why they ruled the world. Everywhere hemp was, they took it over, and they used it to build their roads, build their industry, build their weapons, build their naval armada. It was what they used to create their wealth. That exact same system was followed in America and the Vatican, its own city. They used hemp to build it, just like they used hemp to build St. Augustine, Florida, where they built the oldest standing buildings using hemp mortar and concrete bricks. So everywhere you go, it's there. But I do have another special guest.
Okay.
Please announce to the people where they can check out your show, what time, show them the guns, show them what Herb does, and thank you for coming on the show and doing the What's Happening in the News segment and rocking it, Rocket Man.
All right. Yes, I'm the Rocket Man. I want to thank Mr. Cannabis here for allowing me to come on to the show. I usually have a show every Monday night from 9 till 10 every week. So
where can they check it out? What's the website?
It's at therocketmanshow.com or talkwatstudios.com.
What category are you under?
Rock show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to talkwatstudios.com and search for The Rocket Man. Check out his shows. He's been doing it a long time. He's one of the most respected, longest lasting talk show radio hosts. His feature is new talent, music, local acts, music you want to check out. It was such a pleasure having you on the show, man. Thank you for letting me borrow the album.
Yeah, I'm anxious to hear what they say on this. This is supposed to be funny. That'd be really good.
I can't wait to check it out. I'll be back with a copy so we can hear it and we can share it with the people on the air.
Well, thank you very much for having me, sir.
My pleasure, Rocket Man.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys the next time.
Awesome. That was great. That was a real special guest. I was so happy to have Rocket Man with us today. Did a great job. It was good to see you again. Now we're going to bring in another special guest, and this is the artist known as Plague, and he is a music producer, and he is also, in modern terms, what's known as cosplay aficionado. But I'm going to switch spots so he can join us. Now, I was in Orlando this past weekend, and I heard about. I was in Orlando this past weekend. I was on Facebook checking something out, and I heard that the lead singer of Guar had recently passed, and he was 50 years old and from Virginia. But they just announced the news on this gentleman's passing. It was going around Facebook, and people were talking about it. And this person was very famous for creating costumes on stage. So that happened, and then I was in Orlando, and it was the MegaCon, and I saw this picture. It was reported last week, March 23rd, from Richmond, Virginia, that Dave Brocky, the main artist, Odorous Urungus of Guar, passed away. So that happened. Then I'm on Facebook, and I see the photo of this thing on Facebook, and it totally blew my mind. But basically, we have this special guest is the artist known as Plague, and he is a music producer specializing in glitch music, and there is a heavy industrial overtone to this music. It's very hardcore, very mental. But I was checking out Facebook. I saw this picture, and I just had to say, whoa, what is that? And I saw a photo of Plague, and this particular character is Typhus, the Herald of Nurgle, and he is a obviously bad guy, undead space marine, high up rankings in his military armada. But basically, I saw this photo and it blew my mind. I couldn't understand what I was looking at. It looked real, like out of a movie. And then I read the post, saw the link, saw who it was. I was like, I know that artist, Plague. I can't believe he did this. And I shouted out, I was like, who made that? And it turns out it was the Tampa-based music artist, Plague. Basically, if I'm understanding correctly, you were inspired after going to one of these comic conventions last year, seeing how much fun people were having expressing themselves, making their characters, being their own movie, being their own character in life. And you were inspired to make this costume. I saw it blew my mind, and I'm so glad that you're here today. Now, are you able to speak out of that mask?
I am, however, it's probably going to be kind of hard to hear, and I just brought it on for the intro anyway, so I'll go ahead and take it off now.
Awesome. You can put that bad boy right here.
All right. Put it right, y'all.
This is amazing. I made a costume in 1993 for Captain Cannabis, and I thought it was pretty freaking cool. And this stuff is just mind-blowing. It's so fun. Now, I had a stint where I lived in Atlanta, and there was Club Masquerade, and that is cool to Tampa because there was another venue, Masquerade, same, family, and that's where I ran Technorganic for many years. You performed there with Technorganic as well as so many other shows. So much of this in the music scene in Tampa, that was Masquerade is where it went down when it wasn't breakbeat. It was the alt
that was
spot.
Really the D&B heyday, man. It was great. Masquerades, where else? I mean, eventually we went to G-Bar and Flirt, I think, but Masquerade was a big jump off point.
It was the biggest chunk. It was big for Technorganic. It was big for Force Recordings, Rabbit in the Moon, Funk Lab. So many, going way back to the the breakbeat era. But yeah, we had some really really good times there, and I was just blown away to see this. And not everyone listening is into D&D or Warhammer or dice-based strategy games or even video games for that matter. And this has an awesome video game that goes along to it. Some of you might have heard of LARPing or live action role playing, where you dress in character mode, but this is a little different. This is showing your artistic skills to the world at a comic convention. This can lead to careers. I mean, they have TV shows about people making these crafts, and this is as good as anything I've seen on those shows. It's phenomenal. It's in my top 10, and in the top 10, like number one is like an actual real 10-ton mechanized robot, bipedal robot from Japan. So like,
I still gotta look that up. That sounds awesome.
I'll show you the videos and the photos I'm gonna share a folder with you of costume ideas. But could you please tell us a little bit about the history of Warhammer, who this character is, what got you inspired, and then get into the details. And we're going to be showing various photographs, the production stage. What is the website where these photos were listed so people can find out more?
Yeah, sure. The website is Obscurus Crusade. It's OBSCURUS Crusade, all one word. cannabis.com.
No affiliation with the Cosmic Crusaders.
Yeah, no, of course.
But still a cool name.
Crusade of some sort. But yeah, no, it's just it's a forum that a lot of people all over the country get together and post images and progress reports of all their mainly 40K cosplay. And as far as a little history on this guy and the game itself, Warhammer 40,000 is it's a tabletop game with dice rolls and miniatures, and it's based 38,000 years in the future. Yes, someone actually believes humanity will survive that long. And
Crazy optimist like me.
yeah, right.
Is there weed in that future world?
I don't think there is. I don't think there's even sex. They're all like asexual cloning and shit like that. It's just
That's okay.
Okay.
You can say all kinds of words in this show.
that's fucking great.
Awesome. That's one of them. That's on the list.
But anyway, yeah, that's what the character is based from. There's humanity race, and of course there's their evil counterparts, which are the Chaos Space Marines. A lot of people recognize it from popular Xbox game Space Marines, so there's that connotation. But
so it's in the future.
Mm-hmm.
There's humanity, what's left of us, and we create this type of augmented robot suit that we wear as Marines. Mm-hmm. And this kind of stuff is coming. It's real. So this is, this is crazy. This is extreme, but it's really no laughing matter. I mean, I've researched this for a long time. Look up HAL, Hybrid Assistive Limb System. The name of the company is Cyberdyne Labs from Japan, and they have an actual, I can only describe it as a white neon blue light C-3PO suit that you wear. Mm-hmm. And you put it on your legs and you put it on your arms and your back, and it's a computer with artificial intelligence, learns your gait and mechanically adjusts how it accentuates your skeletal-muscular system.
Really?
Now, I contacted these people, and they wanted nothing to do with Americans because they were sick of getting hounded by, government officials trying to get their technology. Theirs is strictly for Japan, aged population. You don't have the influx. In America, we're on two borders, and people are always coming to America from everywhere. But all day long, you got people from Mexico and other places coming to America. Just fact of life. Everyone goes to America to work and do stuff. In Japan, not everybody goes there. It's like very rare. Someone has to really be into Japanese language, culture, arts, martial arts, technology to go there.
You're saying not everyone goes there to live there and make a residence and like a career. Like a lot of people go there for vacations.
Exactly. Yeah, but they don't have. It's an island about the size of Florida, small population, and they don't have tons of people going there for work. So, and they live a long time because they eat healthy. So they have an aged workforce. So this guy of Cyberdyne Labs, I believe it's Dr. Sanzuki Labs, and he invented this system to help elderly and people recovering for therapeutic use. So if you're older and frail and their mindset is strong, they still want to work. This machine will allow them that capacity. So he didn't want it used for military purposes, but now they have so many things. They have the mule, and it's like a four-legged robot. They have something that looks like a robotic cheetah. And, of course, about drones everywhere. Yeah. Small drones, large drones all over the planet. And we're just now learning about them. I was just reading about Facebook is trying to get Wi-Fi everywhere through the use of autonomous drones. Have these smaller drones flying across and relaying signals across Africa to bring Wi-Fi to the world. So these types of suits, these types of technology are real. Now, I got to ask a question. Did you dress in this costume when the Republican convention was here in Tampa?
Ooh. How long ago was that? That was
last year?
Last year.
Or more?
I think I might have.
You were in costume?
Well, I mean, I only wore it out during certain events, like, conventions or Halloween.
I'm talking about the Republican National Convention where the entire city was taken over, and we still have the remnants of their technology, including cameras, facial scanner technology. Look up some of the photos when you search police state.
Then yeah, there could be, pictures of me walking around in public somewhere because of how much was caught on camera that weekend.
Yeah. Where I was going with it is if you were there, you look up pictures, or if you look up police state, this is how the police dress, pretty much. Maybe Not the horn.
Maybe without the horn.
Yeah, but you'll see in Spider-Man, that guy's wearing like a military-style suit. He has the horn. You know, our government is investing in this type of technology to become space marines. They absolutely are. So I think this is cool. Like, if I'm surprised, like when you leave here, they're probably going to contact you and ask, you know, to prototype for them.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I think the costume's awesome. Now, does this light up at all or have any smoke or anything?
The helmet does not. I had a piece in the torso, and it was basically one of those like lightning effect things where you touch it and the lightning follows your hand. I can't remember the name of it for right now. But,
Plasma?
Plasma, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What is under here? Is this a real helmet?
No, what that is the same material that most of the suit is, which is EVA foam. It's basically like yoga mats. And I just
or Subway bread.
Or Subway bread. Yeah, I heard about that. It's in bread. It makes it smushy. It's good for it.
helps it last longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you know, if you don't have shoes, you can just put your
so.
feet in the Subway bread and walk around.
Yeah, there you go. That's dual purpose, man. You got a sandwich and a shoe. But now the helmet's mostly EVA foam mats and several coatings of Plasti Dip, which is basically like a spray-on rubber. And I think the horn is actually made out of a material called thermoplastic. It's plastic
that sounds
that you
high tech.
Yeah, it's high tech-ish. It's high price.
Was any traces of that material found at the 9/11 site?
I don't think so.
No, that was
It was burned away
nanite.
by the jet fuel.
That was thermite, not thermoplastic. That was thermite or nanite. May I handle it?
Go ahead.
This thing is awesome. Now, these look to be from some type of like piping system or irrigation.
You are correct, sir. I spent a lot of time in Home Depot in the plumbing section.
Wow. Look at this. He took some flack.
Yeah. You got to have the battle damage.
Did he survive that?
Well, he's kind of undead, so
undead.
Yes.
How would if you were coming at me like what? I couldn't. There's nothing I could do. Can you get high? I mean, I'm Captain Cannabis. My weapon is the XP-23 Cannabis cannon. I could shoot you with ganja grenades, stun joints, tie you up in some hemp rope. I might have some sticky resin. I could maybe lock you in place temporarily. If you shoot at me with a flamethrower, I'd try to light a giant joint or my surf spliff on fire. What could I do to you? Are you impervious in this thing?
I would have to say against those types of weapons, probably yes, because Typhus is a follower of the god Nurgle, which is the god of rot, decay, toxins. So probably any kind of earthly weed would just wouldn't be enough for him. He'd just laugh at it and be like, "That was my breakfast."
Now that might frighten most of you, but me as Captain Cannabis, my DNA has been altered, and my weed supply actually comes from weed that's of another dimension.
Okay.
It grows on Jupiter, but you can't see it unless you're of that dimension. But it is available here on Earth, and it will be available starting 4/20. I'm going to have my first crop of intergalactic weed growing on Earth starting 4/20 of this year. And I'd love for you to come if you want in costume to the show on 4/20. The show is at the Tampa Picture Show, and it happens to be on Easter. So when you're done eating chocolate bunnies, please come on by. You're more than welcome. It's from 1 to 5 p.m. All religions are welcome. A lot of people say it's sacrilegious to have a pro-hemp and cannabis event on 4/20, and I say, read your Bible.
It's kind of in the Bible.
Yeah, it's all over the Bible. The first page says, and God created grass, the herb-yielding seed. What do you think he was talking about?
Bermuda grass?
Wheatgrass? I don't know. He was talking about cannabis. And, if you believe in Jesus and you believe that the tunic, the reddish, deep purple robe that is under armed guard at the Vatican is real, which it was because all Jews at that time in that locale where Jesus is reported to be from wore hemp tunics because that's what the serfs wore. Jesus wore hemp. yeah, come on down. It's 420, the Tampa Picture Show. I'm going to do a live radio broadcast. We're going to have snippets and segments, best tidbits of my show. I'm celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the show. I am unveiling. This is the other thing we have in common is Plague and I like comic books. We're into comics. We can't help it. But you know what? Neither can America because we geeks took over the planet. Stanley Geek took over the planet. Big influence here in Florida now that Disney owns Marvel.
They do, don't they?
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing because they're making more comic book movies.
Yeah, there's that. They got money.
Yeah, that's cool. They might call me one day. You know, you never know. Yeah, I think after the world sees my cartoon premiere, I might get a call. It might be kind of like Tron meets Swamp Thing. I don't know. We'll see how it unfolds. But you know what? I'm not going to give you any more hints. I'm just going to tell you to come out so you can check it out. But my characters are Captain Cannabis, Brother Blunt, Marijuana Man, Cole, and Sister Sativa. I'm going to unveil the comic. It will be for sale. The Cosmic Crusaders reboot, episode 1. I'd give it to you, but it doesn't look like you'd be able to hold it without disintegrating it or smashing it.
Yeah, it'd probably smash it.
But, hey, for people like you, you can watch the cartoon. I bring the comic book to life. You got a button you can hit, just play it. And I'm going to try some of that Jupiter weed on Typhus and see if maybe it restores his brain because, cannabis does have magical healing properties. So you never know. There's someone doing they're trying to get crowdfunded to do a zombie movie where they battle the zombies with weed weapons. Now, if they want to use the ganja grenade launcher, the hemp stalk staff, stun joints, the XP-23 cannabis cannon, give me a call. I might have to make an appearance in that movie and see what I can do with the zombies. But this thing is amazing. I would love to work with you with my costume.
That's the idea.
I would like to send you some photos, pictures of me in the past, some of the things I thought were cool. But what's important to me is yours is more fashionable than functional. Yeah. I need something where I can be on stage and throwing bottles at me, telling me to shut up and get off stage. I need to be able to walk down the street and be attacked by police and beaten and get away with it, like that scene in The Walking Dead where he's leaving the prison. Because that's the whole reason I made the costume as Captain Cannabis is I didn't want to get messed up by the police because 20 plus years ago when I was advocating for hemp and legal cannabis, the police were very rough. They were crazy. It wasn't as accepted. It wasn't legal anywhere. That's what I was fighting for. They're loosening up in areas, and we do have momentum. I might have to wear this. I might have to incorporate this somehow.
Yeah, that'd probably protect you against some glass bottles. And
this could be like a stun joint, with THC venom in it.
That's it. We'll just make the same helmet, only it'll be a giant joint.
I like it. And my vehicle is the Surf Spliff, so it's a giant joint, and I'll fly around your whole city and funk the whole city up. And when you hear this thunderous pounding, sounds like rolling thunder in the background, that's 10-foot tall, half-human, half-plant Marijuana Man. His DNA was injected with THC and plant matter from planet Jupiter, and he's half-human, half-plant. You got to keep him trimmed like a bonsai tree. His body is the weed weapons for the character in every battle. You chop his arm off, it grows back. He prefers to use his immense strengths and size to smash cop cars like soda cans.
Nice.
Pretty
cool.
cool.
Combination of the Thing and Mr. Fantastic and weed.
Yeah, and he smells really skunky.
Yeah, he does.
You nailed it. That was definitely spot on. You need some raid on this thing because I see maggots and centipedes and flies and cockroaches and vermin. Right, those are his friends. He likes that.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, with the full suit, I've actually got a little caterpillar on the collar piece. It's just right next to my head. It's my little advisor.
What does this guy eat other than human souls?
Probably human flesh.
Flesh.
He's kind of undead, so I guess he doesn't really need to eat anymore, except human souls. They're always tasty.
Maybe we should invent some human soul flosser to get it out of his teeth over there.
Yeah.
I bet if it was made out of hemp, it would work.
Probably. Yeah, it's a very resilient, fibrous material.
What is this? What does that go on the back, or where does that piece go?
This is actually the left shoulder. That's just goes on the left side of my arm there.
Is that a living entity on him, or is that part of his armor, or is that thing alive on his shoulder?
I would say, well, it's probably kind of both. I mean, it could be like a trophy, but he's a disciple of chaos and everything, and they usually have things like weird just maw faces and demons growing out of their armor, so it very well could be alive. Where
are you going with this? What's your next appearance?
Probably, well, I was planning on Dragon Con later on in August, but I was also going to gauge whether or not I was going there with how things went with MegaCon. Things didn't exactly go well with the suit with MegaCon. It fell apart as I was walking to the con, so
That's why I had to have you on. That broke my heart, man. I know how hard it is to make this, how hard you worked. That event, it was just crowded. It was crazy.
It was insane. I mean, they had 40,000 people there on Saturday alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
40,000?
Yeah, 40,000.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we had Plague on as Typhus. We have just a few minutes left. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing? Because I wanted to sneak in one of your music videos because that's how I met you and give people a taste of that. We'll run as much of that as we can. So anything you'd like to say? But, I mean, if you're someone who's interested in creating, this is a great outlet. How many people were there in costumes?
A lot. Almost everyone who was there was in costume.
Wow. It sounds like a party to me, man. I can't wait to make an appearance. When I launch my comic book, I want to have the coolest costume for Captain Cannabis. My goal is to go to these events where they'll have me because my message is of peace, love, prosperity. I have weed weapons. I don't kill you. I thrill you. I don't destroy. I got ganja grenades that will lay out a crowd. They'll wake up on that loud, proud. And the worst thing they're going to do is hit a fridge. You know what I'm saying? So we're peaceful. Plant-loving, earth-loving beings, but we are badasses, and you'll see in the motion comic, you'll get a taste of who these characters are. But Brother Blunt has a bionic battle suit with speakers mind of an ore from planet Jupiter, and the low-end bass from his music can, crush your eardrums and your bones and make you piss yourself.
Is the ore vibranium?
How did you know? It's destiny. Oh, man, it's okay. I got medicine for that. Mr. Show Producer, can you roll the crazy glitched out video from the artist Plague? What is the name of this track?
This is Makalele, which is a very noisy track.
It's easier on me because I'm the one making the sound.
Wow, that was absolutely crazy. That was the artist Plague with his glitchcore, industrial EDM music. Very insane, very mental, very heavy duty. I'm glad we were able to share that with you, give you something different. I think if they had stuff like that around in the 60s, we wouldn't have survived. But I could picture that music being the soundtrack for a Space Marines battle. Very, very epic. Very, very cool indeed. Again, what's important for the captain? We have April coming up, and we have a very special event on 420 in Tampa Bay on North Dale Mabry at the Tampa Picture Show. I'm celebrating the 1-year anniversary of my show. I'm going to have special guests and musical guests, and we're going to show the best episodes of my show. I'm going to have the comic book for sale, stickers for sale, posters for sale, everything to help support the show, and you are in for a special treat. We are going to do a live broadcast. Talk Wild Studios will be hosting that, and we're going to do a live broadcast on location, and it's going to be totally epic. I can't wait. Celebrates the 1-year anniversary of the show. Started on 420 last year, rocking it out 1 year later. Glad to be a part of the Talk Wild Studios network. And I hope for everyone to come out. It's going to be awesome. In addition to me in costume as the captain, hopefully with some improvements a la Plague. I don't want to go to the extreme of Typhus of Norgul, but if I can help take my costume to the next level, that would be totally awesome. I forgot one thing. We have some products that I wanted to share with everyone, and if you're a hardworking dude like me, you might get some little rough handage going on, and you might want to check out these lotions. And if you have a beautiful woman to rub on at home like me, you definitely want to get some of these lotions. But we have a local company that offers 2 products, and one of them is known as It's Delicious Happy Happy Hemp. And this is a sugar and honey body lotion. Now, this product, of course, contains hemp, but what you'll notice about this product versus others is the texture with the sugar in it. So, on your woman's foot where it gets a little rough, or on elbows, knees, in areas where you're working out in the yard all weekend building your victory garden, you'll really, really like it and appreciate it. The other thing I notice about the product, other than being super creamy and smooth because of the hemp, it just smells phenomenal. There's just, it doesn't have a chemical smell. It's just very inviting, and I love these products. Smooth, creamy, smell great. They're just, you really want to use them. And it's not something where it's like a chore, like you feel like you're putting on medicine. But great product, great name, Happy Happy Hemp. You got the leaves and the smiley face, and they nailed it with the logo because that's how it makes you feel. It's just, it's great stuff. Smells great, good ingredient list compared to what you're used to, and it is helping support a green future by including hemp. Next up to bat, we have the Peace, Love, and Hemp, and this is Devoted Creations, and it is a tanning skincare moisturizer. And my understanding of this product is you just use it daily, but specifically you get a tan on the beach or at a facility, and they have facilities all across Florida. You get your tan, and after, soaking in that heat, that energy, that vitality, you're going to want to rub this product on your skin immediately. So this is your Tanning Booth and Beach Buddy product, hence the larger bottle. Doesn't have the sugar and the honey and the grit to pull off, the skin that you're rubbing off. So it's very smooth, absorbs quickly. You definitely feel it. Again, they nailed the logo, slight sparkle, and I really have to describe the sensation as it makes you feel like your skin's sparkling. And again, this product as well just smells incredible. Great ingredient list. And here you have it, America. You have It's Delicious, Happy Happy Hemp, and you have Devoted Creations, Peace, Love, and Hemp. And these are 2 alternative skincare products that support the real green industry, the hemp industry. So check them out, ask for them by name, and be sure and tell them that Captain Cannabis sent you. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I can't wait to see and meet some of you coming from all across Florida and beyond to the show on 420. I can't wait to share the comic book, the T-shirts, the art, the stickers, the posters, everything with you. have some musical guests performing a variety of music. It's a great venue. Support local business, support the Tampa Picture Show, and fellow Talkwad studio friends, I will see you there for the Talkie Awards. And don't forget to vote for me, Captain Cannabis. I think I'm in the political category, but look for me on the TalkieAwards.com website. Search for Captain Cannabis. Vote for me. Been doing it 1 year long, 1 year strong. Stay funky. God bless you. Love you, America. Peace out.